All right, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue year 6 right into the offseason because our playoff round did not go according to plan. We lost in round 1 to the LA Kings, which really sucks because last year we made it to the second round and we lost to the Minnesota Wild. They went on to win the Stanley Cup. I thought that this year our team was a little bit better. We had a much better regular season, right? But we went up against the powerhouse in round number 1 and got spanked in 5 games. And I knew it. It was going to spark a lot of controversy in the comment section. So I'll read a few comments here while we simulate the playoffs. So let's just get the simulation started. First comment: Johnny, you need an elite goalie. Hope isn't doing it, and Google Vaz is a total flop, and you need to trade him while he has still good value. Yeah, well, we'll skip that. You could package both of them together for almost any goaltender you want, which would help your team. Yeah, I could do that, but what team would take 2 B-plus goaltenders to give me like a Carey Price or a Jonathan Quick? They want to hold on to those elite goaltenders just as much as I want them. I got to find a younger goaltender who becomes a elite goaltender. That's why I tried with Google Vaz, which ended up being a flop. And hopefully Hope's not a flop, man. He's only 25 years old, but I see your point. And also, you need to trade Kopitar because Barzal is listed as a first-line center. He will go to a Red Star potential if he is not played on the first line. Barzal is definitely ready to be your first-line center. He is a monster. All right, so that's a good comment. Next comment. Listen to us, Johnny. We've been telling you for like the last 2 months to get an elite goaltender, and you just continue to ignore us. I'm not ignoring you. I tried. I got Google Vaz, and I tried to get Hope. It just didn't work out. Hopefully you realize how important goaltending is now. Well, the Minnesota Wild won it last year with an 84 overall Godobin, right? So I think it's just our team. I think our second and third line is still a little bit too young, and our defensive core, we don't have that stud defenseman. If you look at the LA Kings, they had Jonathan Quick, they had Drew Doughty on the point, and they had a bunch of players in their forward core. Like, you remember their second and third line, like Mike Richards, Dustin Brown was on the third line. You know, we don't have that kind of depth. And we went up against a juggernaut, right? Goaltending is now making the playoffs 5 straight years and not even getting to the conference finals is embarrassing, especially with all the solid forwards and defensemen you have. Yeah, that is true, but making it into the playoffs 5 years in a row is a success in itself. I mean, that's extra revenue for the owners. The fans get something to cheer about. I wish I could go farther in the playoffs, right? But we're not there yet. We don't have a stud of a team. We're still coming off that rebuild in year number 1, right? This is only year number 6. It takes longer than 2 or 3 years to turn it around. Just ask the Edmonton Oilers. Okay, playoff contenders. There you go, 5 years. Arizona for 3 years, all right? And the last comment: Barzal is listed as a first liner. Do not let him get to Red Star potential. So a lot of people want Barzal to be a first liner next year. That is why I'm asking you to trade Kopitar. Plus, you said you would trade him if you got blown out in the first round of the playoffs, which you did. Barzal will jump. He needs first line. Get rid of Kopitar, stud, for a goalie or D-man. All right. So this is what I mean. I knew the loss would create a lot of controversy from you guys. I know Kopitar, Yandel, and a goaltender are the big pieces, right? And the Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup. So let's see what kind of goaltender Tampa Bay has. I want to see if they picked up Ben Bishop. Is he still there? Maybe he's. I think he was in free agency in year 2 or 3. So I'd imagine he's probably not there anymore. But they may have drafted a goaltender who is an elite goaltender. All right. So I'll take a look at what the Tampa Bay Lightning have. And I'll just say this, I know you guys want a lot of crazy trades, but I don't think that there's any reason to make any trades before the draft. I want to see what happens when our team jumps at the beginning of year number 7. We have a lot of younger players, and I don't know which ones are going to be ready for the NHL team and which ones aren't going to be ready. You got to look at a guy like Petrie and Jesse Mills, who have both been playing in the AHL, right? Are they going to be ready to be roster players on our team next year? If that's the case, then we do have trading assets. But if we wait to the beginning of next year, then they grow and their trade value is up even higher. A guy like Kopitar and Yandel, their trade value may drop, but I want to come back and be a solid team again next year, right? I don't want to give up. So look at that. Chicago lost Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook right away. That's rough. 1 year, both those guys are gone. I already passed Arizona. Hang on a second here. No, we didn't have anybody retire, so that's good news. All right, so we didn't have Yandel or Kopitar magically retire. LA lost Jay Bouwmeester. They also had Jay Bouwmeester did LA with Mike Richards there as well. You know what I mean? They had depth and they had veterancy depth. Go down here. Anybody? All right, Dion Phaneuf, Joffrey Lupul, David Clarkson. Well, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they got cap space, baby. 6 years from now. All right, so all those guys are gone 6 years from now. Jonas Hiller's gone from the Calgary Flames. All right, so we're up here at the draft. I don't think we have too many moves to make. Let's, hang on, let me just go for a drink. Oh, yeah. H2O in the morning. All right, so we'll take a look at our team, and I'll see if there's anybody that we can move before the trade deadline or before the draft here. I don't think we should, though. I think we should hold on to everyone and see what the jumps are. Because you look at a guy like Hope and Google Vaz, yeah, we could trade them now, but if we wait, Google Vaz might jump up to an 83 or an 84. He might stay at an 82, and Hope might jump up to an 86 or an 87. Now, I'm not going to say I am for sure trading these guys or I'm not trading them, but I think we should wait. All right, there's no point. I can't even trade Google Vaz now anyways. I got to re-sign him. All right. Defenseman. This is where I think we need a stud back there now. Yandel, Ekman Larson, Barry, Gormley, Stone, and Pilon. All right, so good news is Jesse Mills is 79. So it looks like he's going to be ready to play at least top 6 defensive defenseman minutes next year, right? Ryan Pilon, he's 82. Hopefully he jumps up, all right? Stone, I think where we could change our defensemen is Stone and Brendan Gormley, because we already have 2 offensive defensemen in Keith Yandel and Ekman Larson. Tyson Barry's a 2-way defenseman. Ryan Pilon's a 2-way defenseman, so you have the 2. Jesse Mills is a defensive defenseman, and then you can move Gormley and Stone for a stud defensive defenseman. Not necessarily like a younger player, but somebody who's in their prime and who is like strictly a defensive defenseman penalty killer. You know what I mean? Like a mid-80s defensive defenseman who doesn't take a lot of penalties. I wouldn't mind keeping Brendan Gormley and Stone, but I think if you're looking at what we need to change on this team, getting a defensive defenseman wouldn't be a bad idea. And these guys are going to be replaced anyways, and they're getting up there. How old are they? Gormley's 28, Stone's 30, and I could trade them. Like, they have contracts, all right? So that's where I see a change needing to happen, getting one stud of a defenseman. All right, and then forwards. See, the thing about our forward core is that we have so many damn forwards. I think we should just wait. Like, I mean, Kopitar, Yak, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We have 17 players 80 or above, right? So I think we should wait until the beginning of the next season to see who gets the jump or not. We also have Korostelov, who's 4-star. Lou Morris, our grinder. I forgot about Lou Morris. All right, Lucas Petrie is up there, but Lou Morris, he could be a grinder for us as well. Blake Clark, all right. So yeah, I don't really see us using any of those, but I wouldn't mind taking a look at the defenseman right here if I could get a defenseman, because Jesse Mills is not going to be top 2 by next year, no way. So let's just go defenseman. Well, let's not go higher than 32 years old here. Minimum potential range right there. All right, medium. Now let's go to physical and defensive categories. Let's jack these up and let's see what kind of defensemen pop up. Somebody who would play top 4 to top 6 minutes. So we're not looking for a top 2 defenseman. Like, we're not going to get an Aaron Ekblad or McCabe, all right? Those teams, Florida and Buffalo, would not trade those guys away. 24, 26 years old. You're talking about franchise defensemen. But these guys down here, Siemens, Mueller, Ristolainen, Devlin, and Zadorov. These guys are definitely players that we could acquire with their low trade value, and we could figure out which ones are defensive defensemen. They're all good range. They all pretty expensive. Yeah, okay, so I don't want to go after Siemens because he's got 4 years left. But look at that defensive category. That's what I'm talking about. You know, you get a defensive category and a body checking category. But he takes 140 penalty minutes per year, so that's not something I want to do. Mirko Mueller, he's a 2-way defenseman. Ristolainen 2-way. Devlin is a defensive defenseman. Yeah, 121 minutes. Yeah, Brandon Devlin, I like that, because his discipline's a little bit higher. He's 78 for discipline. Yeah, Devlin. I like Devlin over Siemens. And Zadorov, man, look at his shot blocking, 95. And he only takes 78 penalties. Oh, yeah, Zadorov is the one we're going after. All right. Yeah, we're going to get Nikita Zadorov, or Zadorov, or Zadorov, whatever. Yeah, however you pronounce it. And he's got 1 year left on his contract as well. Now, Devlin, should I get Devlin and Zadorov? Just in case Jesse Mills is not ready. You know what? Devlin, his shot blocking is only 82. His poise is 65. What's Zadorov? Oh, poise is 65 for him too. Just 4-star, 3-star, 2.5-star. I'm looking at the offensive category. 5-star. He's got a 5-star shot, but I don't really care about that. Yeah, you know what? I like Zadorov. We'll get a little bit tougher with this. And he doesn't take that many. He does take a lot of penalty minutes, but it's not like 120 or 140, right? So we'll get Zadorov for either top 4 or bottom 6. I like that. So Buffalo, right? The Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, and we're trading him to the Eastern Conference. So that's good news. Yeah. All right, so let's get into the draft then, all right? I really don't have to worry about scouting anybody because it's just going to be a depth pick. So the 24th overall pick, all right? We're not moving up in the draft. I'm holding on to all of our prospects, holding on to Kopitar, holding on to Yandel until next year. where we can see the entire team, all right? So, yes, I agree. Kopitar still has good trade value, all right? But he's 32 years old. That's right in your prime, goddammit. Well, I mean, maybe not right in your prime, but still a very effective player. But our defensemen. So, this is what I want to do now. Ekman Larson, Yandel, Jesse Mills, no, Stone, and Gormley. All right, so we got to figure out. No, it's both of them, right? Because, yeah, what's his name is coming up next year? Well, hang on. Not Pilon. Jesse Mills. He's going to be ready for next year, right? Oh, yeah, he's going to be ready for next year. As a top 6 player, yeah, he is. So, yeah, we can get rid of both these guys. So, Gormley, let's see. What kind of stats did you have? He was a +1 this year, -3 in the playoffs, 51 penalty minutes, all right? And Stone, he was a -5, 40 penalty minutes, a -4. Yeah, okay, so I can definitely get rid of one of these guys. Which one do I want to get rid of? I think I actually have to get rid of both of them to get Zadorov. So, you know what? Yeah, Gormley and Stone. All right, for Buffalo, we're going to go, yeah, I'm going to have to give up both of them for Zadorov. All right, so Zadorov for Gormley and Stone. Yeah, that works for me. Now, is there anyone else I can trade over? Because this is not going to work. No. Strong. Who's a strong guy? No. I signed him. I want to hold on to him. Defenseman, Orban. Trade away. No. Hold on to Orban. Hold on to all those guys. All these guys, no, I don't want to give up anybody right now. I want to see how they jump for next year. No, there's nobody I should trade away. No, nobody I should trade away. So we'll trade away a draft pick here. Try the 7th, 6th, and a 5th. If this doesn't go through, I'll try to use my 2nd. This might go through. Yeah, maybe not. I don't think this is going to go through, actually. All right, so Brendan Gormley and Michael Stone for a defensive defenseman, Nikita Zadorov. Will it go through? No, it did not. All right, so I figured that much. So this is at least good news. We're getting a good player back here. He's got good trade value. All right, so Zadorov. We'll get Stone. Gormley. All right, so Ekman Larson. Who else can I throw in here? McEwen. You know what? Orban, he is a defensive defenseman, but he's left-handed, right? Yeah, he's going to be replaced by, yeah, how many penalty minutes does he take? Nah, you know what? I can replace this guy. I did draft this guy, but you know what? Jesse Mills is going to replace him anyways, and you know what? He's only got 2 years left, so I won't be able to trade him next year, and he'll be an awkward age. I'll give him up in this trade, Orban. All right, right wingers. Sprong, Korstov. No. Hold on, all you guys. Left wingers, I gotta hold on to. Yep. What about this Richard guy? Is he a two-way forward? He's a power forward, and I draft him 3rd round. Nah, I don't want to give up on a power forward. That could be depth for us. Smith, Brody, what are all these guys? Marner, Strome. Nah, I'm gonna hold on to Marner. You know what? Marner might be able to go because he's a playmaker, and you know what? He's a playmaker. He's got 64 for faceoffs. Yeah, I'm gonna give this guy up. All right, Mitchell Marner, just because we already have Barzell and Horvat, and I can get another second-line center in the future. Marner's not going to be a second-line center. He's only got 1 year left anyways. I can't trade him. Never mind. All right, so you know what? Orban, Gormley, Stone. Yeah, I think that would work, but you know what I'll do? Oh, I already gave up a 3rd from next year. There you go, 4th and a 7th. Stone, Gormley, Orban, a 4th and a 7th for Zadorov. Will it go through? Yes, it did. On behalf of the Buffalo Sabres organization, we'll see you out on the ice. All right, so we got our defensive defenseman. All right, now it's time for the draft. There you go. Oh, Palm P to Calgary. All right, so let's draft somebody here. Whoa, look at this guy. There's no way, but that would be pretty nice. Right-handed defensive defenseman, Tyler Rupert. That might just be something we should go after here. All right, so Victor Gordon, another defensive defenseman. All right, I'm just looking like, look at these. You know what, though? This guy's got the White Star potential, so that's pretty much a guarantee. But I still have my 2nd overall pick. I'll take Victor Gordon 2nd overall. I'll pick up 2 defensive defensemen here. Hell yeah. Let's see. No, I don't need you. A lot of defensemen. Yeah, a lot of defensemen. That's one thing we are weak on, actually. Let's see. Let me just see the kind of player types we got here. Any enforcers or anything? No. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go with the this guy first, Tyler Rupert. He's got the 5 Green Star potential, but I mean it's Green Star, so it's inaccurate. It might be as low as like 4 Red Star or something like that. Who knows? Hopefully it's 4.5 Red Star. That would be sweet for Tyler Rupert. All right, right-handed, 6'3", 228 defensive defenseman. Boom, get him. All right, there you go. I got Rupert, and then hopefully that 2nd guy, I forget what his name was. Hopefully he lasts that long. So I'll draft him. Yes, there he is. Victor Gordon, left-handed defensive defenseman, 6'1", 210. All right, so 2 defensive defensemen in the 1st and 2nd round. We need to increase our defensive core for the future. And there you go. We also got Zadorov and Jesse Mills. So, you know, you guys I agree about the goaltender situation, but with this draft, with the trades and players that I brought in players that can hopefully play a little bit better defensively. Because if you look back at our team last year, 4 two-way defensemen, all right, and 2 offensive defensemen. Not a single defensive defenseman in there on our team. So we went up against the LA Kings, and we got smoked, all right? But I think we need to give our goaltenders an easier job with better defensive players, all right? So, you know what I'll do? Hang on one second. I just want to make sure I don't lose that. All right, so let's get to re-signing here. Google Vaz. Let's get him on a nice tradable contract here. Yeah, so he looks like he's going to be a career backup, which kind of sucks. So that was a big flop with Google Vaz. So 2 years at 1.150, right? So that means I can keep him for another year if I want to, and then I can trade him, or I can just trade him right away. We'll decide that at the end of this video when we see everybody jump. I'll try to get to the beginning of preseason in this video. Makarov, I can release you. There you go. Langhammer, assign you. How much does he want? Yeah, 1 year. That's fine by me. 1 year at $1 million. Get some nice depth goaltender. So yeah, free agency. I mean, if there's a stud goaltender available, I'll try to sign him. But other than that, I think we're pretty good. We just need maybe some younger guys. Defenseman. All right, Zadorov. Now, what are we on for contracts right now? What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 and 5, basically. All right. That's fine by me. So, defenseman. Zadorov. Let's see how much this guy wants. Now, he's 25 years old. He's 85 overall. Yeah, he wants a big deal. That's okay, though. That's okay. I don't mind giving him a big deal. We'll give you 3 years. I think I can go as low as 4.5 per year for 3 years for Zadorov. There you go. Pilon, Connor Brown, I need you as depth. This guy is career depth player. I need him back, though. All right, depth is very important. Keith Ollie, I'll hold off on you. Can I sign you to it? You know what? I'll hold off on you for right now. Let me just get everything else done. Forward, I'll hold off on you. Ooh, look. Ooh, that's some drafting, boys. That's some drafting. How about that? Tyler Rupert and Victor Gordon. Both 4.5 Red Star defensive defensemen of the future. And Tyler Rupert's already 75 overall, right? So, more prospects in the pool. And we got some defensive defensemen back there now, right? So, I mean, we are still growing as a team. This is what I mean. Year to year, we're making our team better while staying a consistently competitive team. We haven't taken that next step to become a Stanley Cup contender, but look at all of our younger players, especially our defensive core now. Look at this shit, all right? Ryan Pilon, 23 years old. Jesse Mills, 22 years old. Gordon, 19 years old. Rupert, 19 years old. You know, that's a solid top 4. These guys should all become at least top 4 defensemen, right? So we're still looking for that top 2 defenseman, but still, man, you're putting assets in the pool right now. That was 2 great draft picks right there, especially Rupert. Hell yeah. All right. I'm glad I didn't trade away my first round pick this year. Very important to hold on to them. So I already got everybody right? Yeah. All right, so right wingers now. All right, so Sprong, he had a pretty good playoff run. Got to give this guy some money. How much does he want? Yeah, he might turn into a solid second liner of the future. So that's good. So I'll give him a 3-year deal. Same thing. 3-year. All right, let's keep the cap low so I can make a move if I need to. We're still not that cup contending team, so I'm not going to allocate all my money towards the players that are taking us there. We don't have players taking us to the cup just yet. Condra, I'm going to release you. All right, Weiss, I'm going to hold on to you. Clutterbuck, I'm going to hold on to you if I can. Korostelov, I got to sign. What's Korostelov want? Yeah, he's still growing. He might not hit his potential, so I'll just give him a 3-way, 2-way deal, or 3-year, 2-way deal. Lou Morris, hopefully, if this guy can jump up ready for the NHL team next year as well, woo, that'll be nice. So, Clutterbuck and Rousselov, I got to re-sign. Mike Dahlman, I'll re-sign you. Why not? He's 70 overall. It's not bad for the AHL team. Centers. All right, so Matthew Barzell, 87 overall. So, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Tender qualifying offer. That's all right, though. All right, so yeah. So the good news is that Matthew Barzell is going to turn out to be a stud. Let's sign him to a 5-year deal. All right, at... What can I take that down to? 7.25? I think I can take that down to 7.250. Bo Horvat, we'll get him back on the team as well. We'll give this guy 3 years at 3 years, 5. You know, I'll give you 5 years. Yeah, I'll give you 5 years. You're a part of the team, Bo Horvat. We need you. 3.3. There you go for 5 years. Strome. All right, here's another 4.5 Red Star potential player that we're hoping jumps up. 8 years, 2.4. It's not horrible. All right, more depth, I suppose, than anything else. So I'll just get him to a nice deal so he can prove himself. There you go, 3 years, 1.650. But this is what I mean. There's no point in making trades right now. Let's see what we have going into next year before we make the trades. I'm not saying that I'm not making any trades, but let's just see what we have before we jump the gun. Christopher Brody, yeah, I'll sign you for Red Star playmaker. Just the same thing as Mitch Marner, basically. All right, so we'll skip ahead. Yeah, we'll make this a long GM mode. I actually took a few days off. My computer's having a shit ton of problems. But I got them sorted out, so you know what? We'll do a special GM mode today. We'll go 30 minutes. Brody, all right. Rupert, all right, so all these guys, sign. Yeah, so we got everybody back on the team now. We have $13 million of cap space, or $14 million. And then we just have the depth players to sign. Yeah, the depth. And Buttercup, yeah, we got to sign the grinders. I want the grinders back. Yep, that's fine. It's a lot of money, but you need the grinders. I can always trade them away if I need to. Weiss, got to get you back. Yep, depth player. 1 year. There's no studs that are going to be available in free agency at this time. Ollie. Yeah, I'll get all. Yeah, Ollie's a two-way deal. Yeah, I'll definitely get Ollie back. There you go. That works for me. Roussel, same thing. Get this guy back 1 year. Yep. Remember, we still had that good regular season. We need more from our first line and our second line. That's what we need. We need to get older players there. McMillan. Yeah, there you go. Not older players, but you know what I mean. Our younger players need to be able to take over. We went up against the LA Kings and we lost to the better team, the more veteran team, and Derek Forbert. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to take a look at the Tampa Bay Lightning goaltender here. Hang on a second. Let's take a look at it, all right? So Tampa Bay, see what kind of goaltender they had in the net. So they had Storm Phaneuf, an 87 overall goaltender to win them the Stanley Cup, all right? So I see what you mean. 87 is better than 85, but it's not like an elite goaltender like you guys are saying. He's got the 5-star reflexes category, though. That really helps him out. And the athletic category. Let's see some of these stats here. Yeah, during the playoffs. Yeah, he had a pretty good run. He didn't even really play that many games during the regular season. Okay, so yeah, that's taken care of. Let's go back to Arizona. Let's simulate a day here if I can. There you go. Let's just make sure everybody's back on the team. Shouldn't be a problem. Come on now. There you go. All right, so Roussel, Keith Ollie, Weiss, Clutterbuck. All right, so we got everybody. And we have $8 million of cap space. So that's enough to get a superstar if they're out there, but there's not going to be any superstars. There'll be plenty of depth players, but we don't need that either. So we have 40 players under contract, $8.5 million available. All right, so let's just see what's out there. I don't think there's going to be anything, but you never know. Imagine, like, all of a sudden Carey Price is available and I don't sign him. No, I'll have to sign a goaltender like that. I will. But I don't think there's going to be anybody. I've noticed in this game, like, there'll be some free agents available in the first 3 years, but when you get into deeper years, it's like everybody just gets signed. A lot of teams, a lot of players retire, right? So, yeah, you got some 84 overall player. Oh, wait, unrestricted. Hang on. Yeah, some 84 overall players. Not too shabby. Goaltenders. Yeah, there's no goaltenders, though. All right, no goalies. So, no, there's not even a point. I'll sign this Landry guy. There you go. Very nice. And all skaters. What do we got here? Any potential players? No, not really. No, there's nothing I'm going to go after here. Stefan Nosen, two-way. No, we already have the depth that we need. I don't want to even sign any of these guys. Devin Setaguchi for a sniper. Brett Connolly is 28 years old. A sniper. Nah, I don't need him. Don't need him. Don't want him. Kuznetsov. No, we got to give it to Sprong and Bure. That's the whole point. No, so we're not going to do anything like that, all right? We got the one goaltender. We're not going to do anything. So let's get to preseason to see who's jumped up. And to make it a little bit quicker, we'll skip all this. So hang on. All right, so here we are up in preseason. I saved it, I exited, and came back in so that the player types hopefully should be reset like you guys said. So let's see what we have available this year. All right, so we're not doing any simulating in this video, but I want you guys to be able to see our roster and then go nuts with the trade possibilities. All right, so the good news is that Hope got up to an 86, but it looks like he's capped right there. But his reflexes category is 5-star potential. Now, is an 86 really that much different than an 87 who just won the Stanley Cup for the Tampa Bay Lightning? All right, just ask yourselves that. All right, but his stick high is only at 81. So, I mean, We have an 86 overall goaltender here, and we have hopefully a better defensive team. All right. Google Vaz is still 82, so definitely trade bait for Google Vaz. All right. And Langhammer is actually 83, so he's going to go back down there. All right. But an 86 and an 82 goaltender as our 1-2 punch. It's not horrible. I've seen teams win the Stanley Cup with like an 84. All right. Godobin. So I don't know. You guys will have to talk about that. Jesse Mills, right, 80 overall, but look, he is listed as a top 6 defenseman. So we'll get him up there. Defensive defenseman, he's got to play this year. All right, so you can see we're still playing our younger players. DeVries, no, you're going to stay down there. All right, so Ekman Larson, Yandel. Let's see what Yandel is. Oh, boys, look at that. Yandel's dropped to 3.5 White Star potential. I know what you guys are going to be saying, but remember, he's been our leading point man, leading point defenseman for the last little bit. I'd like Yandel to be able to retire here, but I know you guys are going to go nuts with it. Tyson Barrie, 86. Zadorov, 85. Pilon, 82. Oh, man, he didn't jump at all? Really? Damn. I was hoping for more of a jump out of Ryan Pilon there. -3, -4. It's not like he had the greatest year or anything like that. So we got to play Pilon some more. Definitely should have took Malak 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 for Jesse Mills. Yeah, and then Connor Murphy can be depth. All right, so there's our defensive core this year. All right, so out goes Gormley and Stone. In comes Zadorov and Jesse Mills. So 2 defensive defensemen coming in for the 2-way defenseman. All right. Forwards, all right, so yeah, look at that, Barzell, baby. Now, Kopitar, 89. He still has the 4-star potential, though, right? So Yandel seems to be like a year ahead of him, but he's no longer in the 90s. He's only 89 overall, but he's still got really good stats, and he'll help out. But what we can do this year, and look at that, Petrie, 84. He's a second liner, so Petrie, you're coming up. All right, Domi, he's a depth. Domi might be somebody who gets sat this year, boys, just because he hasn't grown at all, really. He's a good assist man, and Bure as well, he didn't grow really either. He didn't grow. Yeah, Bure and Domi. Look at that, boys. Bure and Domi, they didn't really grow. A lot of players here not growing. Lou Morris, look at that. Lou Morris is actually listed as a 4th liner. Look at that. I wonder what that's from. Maybe it's his physical category. So you know what? Let me bring up Lou Morris. All right. This could be this could be an interesting year. Playing a lot of our younger guns this year. All right, so Dale Weiss is going to scratch you. McMillan, we're going to scratch you. Let me see what my center situation is. 1, 2, 3... Dylan Strome, he's up there now. All right, so he could replace Domi as a playmaker, even though his passing is only 81. Now, why is he so high up there? 83. Body checking in 81. Yeah, he's like a defensive playmaker. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, that's fine. One of them could play the wing. Roussel, Pierlini, Toffoli, Petrie, Sprong, Clutterbuck, Morris. I'll replace Clutterbuck. I'll keep Roussel. Yeah, okay, there you go. All right, so here's our team the way we have it right now. Now, remember, we can still make trades, right? But there you go. Best lines, best lines, best lines. So Matthew Barzell, I think, should be first line this year. That's not a problem with me. Petrie could be second line and play alongside of the great Anze Kopitar, all right? So that would be a nice year for Petrie to get used to the NHL, play alongside Anze Kopitar, all right? And we can split up, or we can keep Toffoli with Yakupov and Barzell. That's fine. And then Sprong with Kopitar and Petrie. So, I mean, that's a filthy goal-scoring top 6. 284 snipers with the 89, and then that first line. And it should continue to get better as well, right? Then the third line, I think we should reunite Pierlini with Horvat, but I think we should throw Strome right there, and then Roussel, Zach Smith, and Lou Morris for the fourth line. How does that look? I actually really like that. But then that means Bure and Domi are both trade baits. I don't think we should hold on to them for depth players. I think depth players should be defensive players, and those guys have good passing ratings, or Bure's got a good shot, right? But Sprong is clearly the better sniper than Bure. It's just a matter of fact. He showed up in the playoffs last year. He's got the 4.5 Red Star potential. He had a 20-goal season. I think we should definitely go with Sprong over Bure. You got to play Petrie. Lou Morris is listed as a fourth liner. We play him this year. Next year, he'll be better, right? So we're still growing for... Well, we're not growing for next year, right? But we still have a younger team that... We can be better for next year, but I want to try to win the Stanley Cup this year because Kopitar's not getting any better. He'll drop next year for sure. So this is the year, boys. This is the year we want to win the Stanley Cup, all right? And then the defensive core, Ekman Larson and Barrie, Yandel and Zadorov, and then Jesse Mills and Ryan Pilon. All right, so take out the two-way defensemen. Now we have 2 defensive defensemen in there, 2 offensive defensemen, and 2 two-way defensemen. So it is split up this time, all right? So let me know what you guys think about that. And then power play, penalty kill, all the line changes, all right? So there are the lines the way I see them. Now let's take a quick look at, so our depth players, I'd hold on to Cal Buttercup because he's 32 years old and he could be a depth player, injury player, right? But Max Domi, he should be traded. 25 years old. He's ready to play in the NHL, but we don't have a place for him on this team. All right, unless we should hold on to Domi instead of Strome. All right, but then Strome is the trade bait. Bure as well, we shouldn't hold on to him for some depth. He's 24 years old. Let him play somewhere else in the NHL. He's got a good shooting category, but that's about it. And he didn't show up in the playoffs last year, all right? McMillan, he's depth, so we have Clutterbuck. McMillan is depth. Weiss is depth, so we have 3 forwards for depth. DeVree can be depth. Korostelov, he's 23. We could hold on to Korostelov for another year. Marner, Ollie is depth. So we already have Ollie, Murphy. We already have enough depth defensemen and depth forwards. So maybe Domi and Bure, we should trade them away for first rounders. All right. Or, you know what? Maybe just go all out this year and go for a veteran. Usually in these late years, there's veterans that are available at the beginning of the year. Hang on a second here. Let's see what we could go after. Let me just go through all the teams here. Skaters. All right. So let's just go through. Enstrom. All right. I don't think he would really help out our team too much. Callahan, 83. Grinder. Pavelski, 82. They're really dropping off, though. Holland, he was probably the first overall pick. Girardi. All right, Nashville. Montreal. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, Minnesota wants to give up Ryan Suter, 89. All right, but 5 years left at 7.5. No, I don't want to take on those contracts. Never mind. That would be sweet if they had like a year or two left in them, but not 5 years left. All right, Columbus, Colorado, Chicago, Carolina, Troy Brouwer. All right, Boston, Anaheim. All right, so really nobody available. Now let's just go through the goaltenders because you guys want to see any goalies that are available. All right, let me just go through a bunch of the teams here. Nobody wants to give away a good goalie. I can get Marc-Andre Fleury for 4 years at 86 overall. All right, maybe that would be better than, what's his name, Hope. Keep going here, keep going. Just looking for stud goaltenders, like you guys were saying. The problem is nobody wants to give up a stud goaltender. Varlamov, 87, so I can get an 87 overall. Sergei Varlamov, 32 years old. He is 1 point better, but he's got 6 years left at 7.3, so I don't know how you guys feel about that. All right, Calgary, Buffalo, Neuwirth, 85. All right, so really nobody available. I could, force a trade, but I don't know. I like our team this year. I think the first round exit last year really sucked. Yes, it did, but I like our team. I think we're better than last year. All right, and again, we have new players that are playing in our lineup that hopefully will get better. I mean, introducing Lucas Petrie. All right, introducing Lou Morris, Dylan Strome, introducing Zadorov and Jesse Mills. All right, so I don't know what you guys think. Let me know about all the line changes, the trades, the roster moves, because this is a year where we want to win the Stanley Cup. I like what I see. I think our offensive core is looking fantastic with all these mid-80s everywhere. All right. I think our defensive core is still a little bit weak, but, we're getting those defensive defensemen, so hopefully they can help out. And our goaltender, he's only 86, but with those defensive defensemen, they might be able to help out a little bit more, all right? So let me know what you guys think, and in the next video, we will get Year 7, the year that we try to win the Stanley Cup. We'll get it started for the Arizona Coyotes.